That is the field before the lines and bases are put down. The grounds crew performs the same ritual for every game on every field, laying chalk lines, putting down bases, mowing the outfield. It's as timeless as the game itself, and it's all in anticipation of two words: play ball.
Welcome, baseball fans, to the game number 3 here on Field 3 at Oscar Frazier Park in beautiful Bluffton, South Carolina. We've got St. George playing home today, and we've got North Myrtle Beach as our visitors. St. George is going to start off with number 4, Hunter Hartzog, number 9, Trevor Hilton, number 1, Tyler Wright, number 20, Jake Herden, number 10, Landon Messick, number 2, Hayden Hartzig, number 12, Harrison Wembley, number 5, Manning Thompson, and number 8, Connor Carlton. We also have a substitute, Ivy Sweatman, and I apologize if I butchered anyone's name. We also have number 15, Clinton Wexbury, and Caleb Bryan, number 3, coached by Brent Jackson, Pinckney Thompson, and Richard Purvis. Again, I apologize if I said that wrong by any means. But North Myrtle Beach is going to take bat first. Number 2, Chase Sturgeon. He's a left fielder, and he's lined up.
Number 2, Chase Sturgeon.
All right, it's just a pop-up right behind the pitcher, and no throw over to the first base. So that's a single. That's a nice way to be right there for our North Myrtle Beach players. 1 pitch and on the board. That's going to bring Alan McCormick to bat. First one looked like a ball. I believe the umpire called that one a strike. And the pitcher throws over to first, not in time. He's safe.
Just a quick shout out to the Beaver County Parks and Recreation there, keeping these fields well maintained. Well, easy to be played on by these kids.
And that was a ball. So I've got 2-1 here is the pitch count as Mr. McCormick takes his place, straightens his bat, and stands. And that's a dinger for a foul ball off the right side. Oh. 2-2 is the pitch count now.
Gentry's tagging up after not
McCormick's ready, and all right, that's just past the second baseman. Oh, the two outfielders have a little bit of trouble there. No one called it. And our runner on first base, Chase Sturgeon, has made it to third base, and Mr. McCormick is safe on first.
Now batting number 10, Chance Hall.
That brings number 10, Chance Hall, to bat. North Myrtle Beach is doing quite well so far. Chance Hall is our second baseman for North Myrtle Beach.
Back in the windup as the bases are now cleared with 2 outs. Up to bat now is Ethan Gibson. Takes ball 1 low and inside. Ethan Gibson is sent as catcher.
Oh, there was a quick throw back over to second base and not in time. So our runner Alan McCormick is safe at second.
And that's going to be high and outside for ball 2.
And that's a dinger off the first baseline. Chance Hall is trying to bring in, of course, our first 2 batters and runners at this point.
Now batting number 1, Reggie Heath.
Gibson taking the pitch from first. Up the middle, hits off Gibson's ankle. The third baseman fields it and cannot get it to first in time. Ethan Gibson aboard with 2 outs. He hit that a hot shot.
2 strikes so far.
His ankle. Hopefully he's okay.
Up, that's gonna fall, and it's caught. That's gonna be ruled an out. So unfortunately, Chance is our first out of the inning here at the top of the first, but that is gonna bring Ethan Matthews,
Now batting number 19,
who is a lefty,
Ethan Matthews.
and we're gonna have ourselves our 4th up at bat.
Good job by the umpire, making sure everything's okay. Coming to the plate now, top of the order.
That's a ball, but it was thrown back to third base trying to get out Chase Sturgeon, not in time, ruled safe.
Gibson has a generous lead over at first. First set. And picks off the first.
That's a
Not in
strike.
time, though. Gibson in there standing. He sure can get a bigger lead if he was in there standing. Just see if they take advantage of that.
Oh, way up above his head for a ball. Trevor Hilton, our catcher, is doing a great job right there for St. George.
Ball 1. 1-0 count. 2 outs here.
That's going to be a dinger off of the third baseline, caught by the net before it hit our county channel truck.
First looks in, did his sign. Pitch is going to be inside, almost hits more.
Ivy? I-V-E-Y.
For ball 2. 2-0 now.
Now batting number 4.
And that's a strikeout. So for the second out at the top of the first.
First looks in, did his sign yet again.
Now batting number 3, Izzy May.
Strike down the middle, and that throw is not going to be in time. And it gets into center, and the runner takes off.
So number 3, Izzy May, takes up his bat and is ready. Way outside for a ball on that first pitch.
The catcher threw it a little bit to the right of second base, and I guess the second baseman didn't quite know or see where it was coming from, and just got under his glove there.
Now, that was a great ball. It's going to be ruled a strike. He wasn't there in time. And of course, we still have runners on second and third. North Myrtle Beach and St. George are still at 0-0, and of course, this is just the top of the first.
That pitch is going to be low and outside.
Oh, very close, right over there. Wow, what a wild pitch by the catcher. The second and third base runners come on in, but we've got one for North Myrtle Beach. That's a score by Chase Sturgeon.
First looking to get out of the
And the error should be ruled on the catcher.
outside yet again, and that's going to walk more.
2 or 3 runs. 'Cause I had a 2-1 count. He just threw to that. For home.
They got a first and third situation, and these are always
Now batting number
good
5, Hayes
There's so many
Bradley.
possibilities.
Pitch count for Hayes Bradley, 39. 39.
Steal, and they go all the way to second, and throw it out, get the runner home. There's so many free plays. But now that's going to be number 5,
Must have hit it
Hayes
before.
Bradley for Seneca. takes off.
3-1 is the pitch count. So we've got 3 balls and 1 strike.
No trickery there. They just straight up sold second, and now they have both runners in scoring position.
Mr. Mace takes up for his bat.
First,
Ooh, caught him a little bit, I think. He's going to run on to first.
and here should limit the damage. The pitch is going to be inside and hammered.
Now batting number 5, Ethan Allen.
And that does bring number 5, Ethan Allen, up. He's our catcher for North Myrtle Beach.
Ball for third, and it looks like he's going to make it there.
Another righty.
And that's a triple.
And of course, we now have the corners covered for North Myrtle Beach. First and third have runners on them. And we're going to see what Mr. Allen can do. Maybe he can hit a home run.
Great hit there.
Oh, that was definitely a foul ball, so we're going to bring that runner who is a little giddy. He's going to come back to first.
Up there, leadoff batter, number 19, Aiden Griffin. Let's see how he approaches his at bat. Hirsch still looking to get out of this jam. First pitch is going to catch that outside corner.
That's going to be rolled a strike, it looks like.
Count, 2 out.
So we got 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes.
There it is. Got him.
Steps back in.
That's out right there, and that's the end of the top of the first. North Myrtle Beach scoring 1. And of course, we're going to come up to bat at the bottom of the first with St. George. You're listening to the Beaufort County Channel here at Oscar Frazier Park, and we'll be right back.
Comes in to score.
Welcome back to the bottom of the first here at Oscar Frazier Park at the Leo Vanoni Memorial Field here in beautiful Bluffton, South Carolina. And for St. George, we've got number 4, Hunter Hartzug. He's going to lead off as our batter for today. We've also got that followed by Trevor Hilton, Tyler Wright, Jake Herndon, Landon Messick, Hayden Hartzig, Harrison Wimbley, Manning Thompson, and Connor Carlton, and Ivy Sweatman.
I would say St. George would be out here.
Substitutes include Clinton Wexbury and Caleb Byron.
Yeah, he should make it again, but the way it's done now, he kind of was cautious. I'm just
But as Mr. McCormick finishes his warm-up pitches there from the mound, we're going to bring on number 4, Hunter Hartzig.
that when you're talking about on the head, yeah, but that foul bounced.
I'll finish that here in a little bit.
That's 24 left. Beaufort County has number 20, Mason Hirsch.
No,
Number 1,
20's pitching, yeah, Al McCormick's pitching for North Myrtle Beach.
Alrighty, looks like the umpires are having a little chat there with North Myrtle Beach's coach. Not exactly sure what's going on here. I can tell you this, we've got some great sponsors here for this year's tournament. Those include Outback Steakhouse. You can, of course, go to other steakhouses, but only one comes with an Aussie background. And we've also got Jimmy John's, located right here in Bluffton. They're located at 21 Bluffton Road, and of course they deliver, so if you don't feel like driving there, get it delivered. Freaky fresh, freaky fast. Local Pie is one of the best local pie restaurants here in downtown Bluffton. You can get your delicious pizzas located there, and I've got to say they've been very good to us here at the tournament. The tournament staff are greatly appreciative and really good for dessert as well. Station 300, for those players that maybe finish a little early on in the day, they can go to 24 lanes of bowling as well as a great arcade located at Berkeley Place, excuse me,
And don't forget, if you have somebody, friends or family,
located right off of Buckwalter
on the field today,
in Bluffton, South Carolina.
Beaufort County SC
And all of the Wendy's are great sponsors here in Southern Beaufort County of this championship games. And Loco Sports will always have all the information you need after the game. Well, it looks like we're going to go to bat here.
At the end of 2 innings, our score here, Beaufort 2, Seneca 6.
Strike one.
Granite Courage, 40 pitches. That's 40 pitches.
Now, I can tell you it's hot out there. Even with a breeze, it's still just hot air passing by you. It's 95 degrees out there with a heat index of probably 107. And Mr. McCormick is pushing the sweat off of his eyes. Still bringing them in, though. I'm trying to get the accurate pitch count from the umpire there. 1 and 2. Struck out. That's going to bring Trevor Hilton up. Great character these coaches are doing for these kids. I'm telling you. Trevor went up to Hunter and said, you know, it's a good job. You're going to be right back.
Trevor Hilton.
Milton. Excuse me, Trevor. I apologize. It's Trevor Milton, folks. And that's going to be outside for a ball.
Now batting number 13, Jackson Brown. Welcome back to the Crowley channel. Here we are. A little late in the at-bat, but at-bat is number 48, Gavin Kirk from Beaufort County. He's at a 1-1.
Trevor Hilton. That's the actual name. Okay, so I was right the first time. I had to look in the program for it, but it is Trevor Hilton. And that's a ding right on up into left, and it's caught. Chase Sturgeon was able to make that catch, and that's going to make it an automatic out, bringing our outs to 2. Am I wrong?
Now batting number 1, Tyler Wright.
Yeah, that's 2 outs.
Sorry, Scott.
So number 1, Tyler Wright comes up to bat.
They left him off the count. They pitched to the
Was that the one they left off?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't blame him. I wouldn't have liked that pitch either.
But the 8 does look like an M.
Good eye on that one. That was a little too far up out of the corner, but we're at 2-0 right now, so 2 balls, no strikes. With 2 outs here at the bottom of the first, North Myrtle Beach leading 1-0. St. George is trying to get on the board here. Oh, That's going to be our first strike.
That's a little butt there, and he is out at first. Just in time.
3-1 is the count.
That brings up number 18 for Davis for Beaufort County.
And he's going to get a walk.
Greenwald did his job there, got the runner over. And that ball is hitting the left field, and that's going to be over the left fielder's head.
So as Mr. Wright takes up his position on first base to run it out for St. George, we're going to welcome number 20, Jake Herndon.
Up double. The left fielder came in when that ball was hit, and that let the ball get over the left fielder's head.
And he's going to make a run for it. Safe at second.
And that brings the score to 6-3. Beaufort County still.
St. George is trying to catch up to the rest of the game,
That brings it
but it's still a close game. Only up by one. North Myrtle Beach is going to throw this out.
number 9 playing second for Beaufort County. Just hoping to keep this rally going.
It's going to be ruled a ball.
1-0 count. Pitch is going to be high for ball 2. 2-0.
He's got 2 outs. Just get the batter.
Final pitch count for Cody
Ground
ball
ball
42.
set, and that pitch is going to be in there.
Up, McCormick throws back.
And those are just a tad bit behind it.
Umpire says safe.
Count to
That was close,
2
though.
out.
You know, as close as they come, that's as close as it was.
Takes ball low and outside.
Mr. McCormick looks back at second, looks at the catcher, makes the throw.
Comes set. And the pitch is low in.
2-1 is the pitch count, so we got 2 balls, 1 strike going on.
Which brings the score.
And of course, with 2 outs right now, Mr. McCormick, who's our pitcher, is looking for any way to get us out of this inning. And, oh, we've got a stolen base right there from second to third.
He's getting a little tired, and it looks like they're bringing a new pitcher in. Ratliff is out of the game.
That looked like a check bat.
He offered, but yeah, I don't think he went all in. That's hard for the umpire out. The center, straight ahead to call that, you know? But I don't think he got a full mark.
New pitcher for Chester, Randy Sullivan, 14.
All right, that's 4 balls, so we're going to walk. Oh, wait, what just happened? Was that an out?
No, they said he slid under it, but I thought he was close. I thought he got him.
He's still safe at third, so we've got a runner on third. St. George still has a chance right here. We've got the
Number 10,
corners
Randy
covered
Messick.
for St. George. And that's going to bring up Landon Messick.
Score here is 6-3. The top of the third, we're just joining us, Seneca leading with a 1 out here. Top of the
According
third.
to the umpire schedule.
Seneca made a pitching change to Grayson.
You know, I'll double check that.
Mr. McCormick has a little bit more pressure on him, especially with first up. Well, the runner on first just moved to second, and they threw over to third, but he was there in plenty of time. So the runners are now on second and third,
It is a very hot day out here.
and Mr. Messick is ready at bat.
These kids are just getting more and more hot, especially when they're tired. They are true athletes out there playing.
1-1.
All right, Mr. McCormick.
Looks like we're just about ready to get going here.
Oh, got away from the catcher. The third base runner comes in. That's a score for St. George. runner that was at second is now at third, and the game is tied. Here at the bottom of the first, North Myrtle Beach 1, St. George 1. Landon Messick is 1 ball and 2 strikes away from helping bring in another runner. And that's going to be 2-2, so we got 2 balls, 2 strikes. I wouldn't have swung in that, so he made a good call on that. And that's going to be it. That's going to be it for your bottom of the first. We're going to be moving here into the second at the Leo Vanoni Memorial Field. That's Field 3 at Oscar Frazier Park here in beautiful Bluffton, South Carolina for the Dixie Boys State Tournament. Stay tuned here on the County Channel. Welcome back, baseball fans, as we welcome number 5 for North Myrtle Beach up to bat, who is Ethan Allen. That's a very popular name around town, but he's a righty, and he's coming up to bat. Kind of looked like a ball there. Ivy Sweatman is throwing for St. George. That was a little too close to the batter, but that's how it goes. Way out there. Swung and a miss. 2-1 is what the umpire just said.
Mark just held up 2-1. Yeah, but he just held up 2-1.
2-2.
He's confusing me.
2-2. That's what the umpire said.
First time that he said 2-1, I swear to God.
Now that's right over the third baseman's head. That's fair, and he's going to make it to first for a single. And just to make sure of it, St. George went ahead and threw the ball from the left fielder to the second baseman. And we're going to keep on going. It looks like number 26 is coming up to bat, and that would be Nico Goheen. Nico Goheen. He's our shortstop player for North Myrtle Beach. Courtesy runner coming in for Ethan Allen.
Next, please, courtesy runner, number 8, Mikey Walls.
Number 8, Mike Walls.
For the catcher to get back there and see what which I guess it helps keep the base.
Mr. Ethan Allen is our catcher for North Myrtle Beach, and understandably so. Whenever you have to put on extra equipment, you might want some time. No outs as we come into the top of the second. Oh, that came close to hitting his backside. So runner on first, takes a few steps off. Nico's playing it smart, keeping a great eye on that ball as it comes towards him. Oh, that was a great one. Uh-oh. Not in, is that in time? St. George was able to get one out off of that, but we still have our runner Nico at first base.
Number 66.
Number 66 is going to come up to bat, Santino Petrola. Again, folks, if I misspell anyone or say anyone's name wrong, I apologize ahead of time. That's ball one. That's ruled a foul. So Nico's going to have to take that walk back that he just ran really far over there to second base. Not that far, but it's hot out there. And the catcher drops it, but it could all just be a ploy just to get Nico to run over to second for an easy out. Right now we're at one out here in the top of the second. North Myrtle Beach and St. George are tied 1-1. And that's an out. So that's our second out here at the top of the second.
Now batting, number 4, Briggs Lowermore.
And that's going to bring Briggs Lowermore, number 4. He's our right fielder for North Myrtle Beach up to bat. So Nico does make it over to second for a stolen base. He's checking it out. Nico makes a run for it, and he's out at third. So no gain here at the top of the second. We're going to go into the bottom of the second with 1-1. St. George and North Myrtle Beach tied up. But of course, St. George is coming up to bat, and we'll be right here at the bottom of the second here on the County Channel. All right, folks, welcome back to the bottom of the second. That's going to bring Hayden Hartzig to bat. And he leads off right well. Oh, gets past the pitcher and the shortstop right into the outfield. So that's a great single. Error to the pitcher, error to the shortstop, but not too bad. Oh, excuse me.
Now batting number
Second
12,
baseman.
Harrison Wimberly.
As Beaufort County ties this game back up. Peter Hughes with a good piece of hitting there as he was able to take that inside fastball out to right.
Number 12. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's an out. Yep. He thought he was a little bit closer to the bag than he really was, and St. George has to walk away with one out on the card right there. Harrison Wimbley is taking bat. And let that be a lesson to you. Always know exactly where your feet are. A little on the outside there for a ball. Wasn't able to see what that was. Strike? 2-1 is the count. Oh, inside. That's going to make it 3-1. And the pitch. That's a strike, so full count.
How do you guys have 6-6 on field 2?
Foul ball off the third baseline. Harrison comes back in. He's ready. And the pitch. And he gets to walk all over to the first base. That's going to bring Manning Thompson. Manning Thompson, number 5.
Number 5, Manning Thompson.
All right. After the first pitch, here comes the second.
Welcome back to the county channel. We are back here at Oscar Frazier Park. A close game between
Folks, we've got one out here at the bottom of the second. St. George and North Myrtle Beach are tied, and that gets away from the catcher. That's going to lead number 12, Harrison, to make a steal for the second base. Easily taking it. The ball did get away over the top of their heads. And we're still one out here at the bottom of the second.
we are in the bottom of the third here.
1-1.
Now batting number 19, Hayden Griffin.
Up the bat here is going to be number 12.
That's a strike, and he's out. So it was 1-2. That's what the call was. And now he's out. So that leads us to 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. That's going to bring number 8,
Now batting number 8,
Connor
Carlton.
Connor Carlton. So we've got a runner on second. Connor comes up to bat.
First pitch here is going to be popped
Not sure exactly what the umpire was doing there, but we're getting back into this game.
Manning walking back to his dugout, not liking the call. What's that?
All right, here we go for some baseball.
Not liking the strikeout.
Good lead by the runner there. Up and safe. Sometimes you just don't understand, but the umpire does, obviously, because he called him safe, but that was so close, I could have sworn he touched him before he hit the bag. Oh, and that hit him on his backside. Well, that was kind of funny. The third baseman said, "Get back over to second base." So we've got two runners up on first and second. Number 4, who's back up to bat again, Hunter Hartzog. Hunter Hartzog. Runners take their strides in. Uh-oh.
Dixie comes set through the windup, and the pitch is going to be hammered out to center field, and that's going to land.
Mr. McCormick's keeping an eye on that runner on second base, but he throws, and it's a foul ball. Right behind the catcher. And here we go, folks. All right, that goes past the first baseman, second baseman into the right fielder's hand, and he's running home. Say, oh, the umpire calls him out. I'm kind of questioning where that was, but you know, the umpire's down there on the field. We'll go with his call, and that's going to lead us to the top of the third here on the County Channel. I'm Alec Bishop. We'll be right back. Welcome back, baseball fans, here at Oscar Frazier Park on Field 3. We've got North Myrtle Beach and St. George tied up 1-1 at the top of the third. And that was our first pitch to number 4 for North Myrtle Beach. Briggs Larimore. He's our right fielder. And that's going to be a strike.
Focus gets his sign. Let's see how his first and third situation moves. Sheriff takes off. No throw from the catcher. Sheriff takes second.
Really inside right there. Inches from the knuckles. No balls so far.
Catcher wants to have a word with his
1 and 2.
1 and 2, excuse me. Up. That bunt isn't going to fly. It's going to be ruled foul.
I don't know if there's anything to do about that.
And that would. Well, that's one out here at the top of the third.
Number 2, Chase Sturgeon.
Cody Hall.
Yeah.
Second and third, no outs in the bottom of the third.
That gets past this shortstop into the left fielder's hands, and we're going to be safe with a single there.
Now batting number 20, Alan McCormick.
Lucas Hamilton makes that catch.
Briggs Lauer. Yeah.
Sanders for Seneca. These two runs.
Yep, that's going to bring Mr. McCormick up to bat. Chase Sturgeon is safe on first for the moment, and we're going to see what Mr. McCormick can do for him. Up. Balk right on over.
Hogan's having his pitch, and that's going to be low and outside for ball one. Catcher appears to use, and he's going to give that ball back to the new one. That says play ball.
That was 4 and 5, right?
Ready to keep going here?
They're probably
Now
down there.
batting number 11, Landon Hoyle.
And the pitch off to the outside.
Yeah, I think so.
Off to the right. Out of play. Ruled a foul.
By Sanders. Strike one. It's going to be a 2-1 count.
Folks, I can tell you it's hot out there, but we've got some great sponsors such as Wendy's here in Bluffton. They've donated a lot of the little cups that our players are using to keep refreshed. That's going to be outside.
Bring a Frosty. That's what it's all about, man.
See how Focus handles this at bat.
All right. That was a good strike on that. Up, gets away from him. And I believe the umpire just called that an out. So that's going to make it 2 outs. Runner strolls across to third, so we've got a runner on third. 2 outs here at the top of the third. And that brings number 10, Chance Hall. He's our second baseman for North Myrtle Beach.
2 runs in for Seneca as they take the lead 8-6 with 1 out here in the bottom of the third.
Score still 1-1.
Sanders grounded the ball down to third and just got past
Strike one.
and that caused 2 runners to be able to score there. It brings up to bat now number 22, Owen Beasley, Seneca center field.
It's going to go out for a ball.
The runner takes off with a very early break and pops it up. Center field, and that drops. Poor Sanders, he stole third. He was already
Oh, got away from the catcher. Up, the runner's running back. Is it a pickle?
third. Oh, man, what a sequence there.
Safe at third. That catcher waited just a little too long. Maybe if he would have thrown a little bit faster, he could have gotten him out there, but that's all right. We're still 1-1, 2 outs in here at the top of the third. And that, all right, that gets passed to the third baseman. Third baseman makes the throw to the first baseman. First baseman makes the out. And that's the end of the top of the third. So here we go. 1-1, North Myrtle Beach to St. George. Game's been tied up for a couple little, well, a fair amount actually of the game. But we're going to move into the bottom of the third. And this is Alec Bishop for the County Channel. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the bottom of the third here on the County Channel. I'm Alec Bishop, and we're going to be bringing you play-by-play commentary here from Field 3, Leo Vanoni Memorial Field. St. George up to bat, and the score is still 1-1. North Myrtle Beach, the pitcher Alan McCormick out there, throwing to Trevor Hilton. And it gets away, and that's going to be a foul ball.
Balls? Does he need balls?
That ball's hit in between the 6 hole. That's going to score a run.
I don't know what he's trying to ask me.
He sends him home, and that throw is going to be left of the plate.
What was he trying to ask me?
Runs.
That he needed balls.
Yep.
Kirby makes it to second on the throw. For a single and a fielder.
And the pitch. Oh, that's another foul. That's going to make it strike two.
Scoring another 2 runs as Seneca keeps piling on damage.
I got it, thank you.
We have 1 out here at the bottom of the third as Seneca now takes a 10-6 lead.
That's another foul ball.
Coming up the bat now is
So these are the winners from Game 5 and Game 6 for Game 12 that we're playing right now. The Game 12 winner is going to get a little break from tomorrow. And that's a walk there for number 9. Trevor's going to take up first base. Bringing us number 1, Tyler Wright. Tyler Wright is our center fielder. And he's taking up. We've got the North Myrtle Beach coach coming in to talk to his pitcher and the rest of his infield. We may see a pitching change here. Folks, we've got some great things here on the County Channel. If you've ever find yourself just perusing the internet, of course, I know that we've got a lot more visitors than Beaufort County residents listening in. We've got some great programs here for you on the County Channel, such as Coastal Kingdom, award-winning nature series, brought to you by our own Tony Mills, who's a great and Emmy Award-winning host on the show. Great cinematography by Rob Lewis. And of course, that's just the tip of the iceberg. You can also watch Coastline, which is all the news and information you need to know. But as we get back into this ball game here on Field 3 at Oscar Frazier Park, Tyler takes the bat, Steps out before he gets hit. Almost hit the umpire right there.
Ball's hit down the
Now
third
that's
base.
considered
I watched the umpire do a sidestep.
because that was a dead ball, but
Thrown
it's
to
considered
third, but
pitch
not
in.
in time as the ball gets
This
past.
time is called, right? It says any pitch delivered to the catcher ruled as no pitch by the
All right, the umpire's ready. Tyler's ready. Mr. McCormick makes a. Well, that ball got away from him. I guess it just slipped out of his hands. It's hot out there. I won't deny that they're probably sweating as much as they're drinking. But the ball just got away from him and rolled towards the first base. So we're back on the mound for Mr. McCormick. He's getting ready to throw over to Tyler here. And both teams not willing to give an inch. Here we go. Strike. Great leadoff by the runner. And Humdinger went off the first baseline just inches, if not a few feet, above the next at bat. So here we go.
And I believe make a pitching change here as Seneca just keeps applying the pressure here.
0-2 is our ball count. Tyler's ready. Allen's ready to make the pitch, and way outside, our runner takes over to second. So Trevor's on second.
Up to bat now is
Tyler has 0 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, well, that's just going to roll right next to him. The pass over to the first, and he's out.
pitch is going to be low outside for ball one. At third is going to be Cade Ratlin.
Now batting.
I believe that's our first out here at the top of, or the bottom of the third.
That's going to be a home run over the fence and into the woods as Braden Adams hits a deep home run to left center field, and that's going to be 2 more runs for Seneca here as he just turned on that pitch.
Sorry, folks, got a little distracted by the home run over on field 2. Seneca and Beaufort County. But here we go. That's a strike for number 20, Jake Herndon. I believe it's 1-1.
After that hit, that brings up number 32, Wyatt Sheriff for Seneca.
Runner on third. And the pitch outside.
It's going to be lined down the left field line, almost into the coach,
2-1.
but just foul.
Jake at bat. Allen pitching. Outside, gets away from the catcher. The runner on third base is going to stay there. Allen walks over to the catcher. And a change out of balls. There we go.
That ball is popped up and back to the press box here, but just foul, so it's going to bring the counts up 0-2.
3-1.
3-1 is the pitch count.
Beaufort County is just looking to get out of this inning as each inning's having
Jake ready at bat.
more and more damage. They just need legitimate damage at this point here to get out.
Strike 2. Full count coming at you, folks. Jake, I know you want to get that runner on third home.
That's going to be down the middle and pop
And we're at 2 outs, I believe.
field. High pop up and it is caught.
Here we go. Outside,
Get out of the inning.
taking the walk. And that's going to bring up number 10,
Now batting.
Landon
number 10,
Messick.
Landon Messick.
He's our left fielder.
We'll be right back after
And of course, now we've got the corners covered. St. George is trying to shake up this 1-1 North Myrtle Beach St. George tie score that we have here at the bottom of the third.
Now batting number 3.
Runners take a healthy lead off. And the first baseman steals second. Or excuse me, the runner on first steals second. 1 ball. Two and 0. 2 balls so far. He showed bunt and brought it back just before the ball came across the plate, so that's 3-0 right now. Landon looks to his third base coach and gets the call. Alan McCormick on the mound, looks back at his other second and shortstop players. That's a strike.
That's how I would do it. As we line up for the whole.
All right, through the third baseman and the shortstop over in the outfield. That's going to bring in a run for St. George. St. George is now 2-1 over North Myrtle Beach. And our
Now batting number 2, Hayden Hartzell.
that's going to bring number 2 up to bat, Hayden Hartzig. Hartzell. I have no one to blame but my spelling. He's our shortstop for St. George. All right, up. The runner gets away from him. Oh, play it home. Here it is. Safe. St. George just put another one on there for 3-1 over North Myrtle Beach. And the runner, who was just at first, has made his way over to third, staying right there. Hayden, you brought along some good things for St. George. All of a sudden, this game that was tied up has now gone 3-1. And the umpire cleans off the base. Alan McCormick on the mound for North Myrtle Beach, desperate to try and get us out of this inning. That's a strike. That's a good start.
Now batting number 22, TJ Hurley.
Here we go. Oh, swing and a miss. Oh, the runner runs home. And the catcher is a little too slow to make the play. That's going to make it 4-1 St. George over North Myrtle Beach here at the bottom of the third. North Myrtle Beach has let the game get away from them in this part of the game. The bottom of the third has been an important role for St. George to make their play. Here we go. Still Hayden at bat. No runners left. Oh, right on the backside. He's going to take first base. That's going to bring up Harrison Wembley. He's our first baseman for St. George.
Now batting number 12.
Hayden looks to be okay, but like many of these players, you know, this isn't their first game at it. Walking it off has been months in the making. And if you're not afraid of a baseball hitting you, you shouldn't be playing the game. Now, that doesn't mean that a great helmet isn't very important, but it is the game. So here we are, bottom of the third, St. George up 4-1 over North Myrtle Beach. And Harrison is at bat. Throw over to first, safe. Hayden there in plenty of time. Very important to remember your feet.
Now that's going to be a runner at first.
All right.
Bringing up
Harrison's ready. Alan McCormick throws outside.
top of the lineup hitter, number 1.
And our catcher for North Myrtle Beach, Ethan Allen,
Take off the first. He's
holds the runner at first.
more than enough time. Let's see if he gets a bigger lead next time out.
Here we go.
More back on the plate.
All right, the runner takes on. He's going to second. He's going to make that in plenty of time. There was really nothing they could do.
Well, take that ball low and outside in the dirt.
2 outs.
For ball
All right,
1-0 count now. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the top of the fourth. Excuse me. That pitch is going to be on the outside corner, just a bit outside.
Oh, gets away. That was a foul ball. He got a piece of it.
Now for Hayden Griffin, 49. The new pitcher for Sumner is number 22, TJ Curley.
That pitch is going to be
Alan McCormick on the mound,
3-0 now.
taking an eye at the runner, taking an eye at the batter, and the pitch.
The pitch is going to be foul off down the first base line.
Really close. Really close.
New ball
Here we go.
As Greenwald steps
Well, that was inside, so that was ball 4, and the pitch over to third,
going. We got
safe.
in the bottom of the fourth. The pitch
So we now have runners on first and third. Yes, we've seen this before in this inning, but that's going to bring up number 5 for St. George, Manning Thompson.
Manning Thompson.
Now, St. George has the opportunity to take this game away from North Myrtle Beach. We're only here in the bottom of the third, but still a lot of ball game. And the swing for a miss, and that's a strike 1.
around the shortstop.
Manning's ready.
And that almost goes
Alan McCormick's ready, and here we go. Swing and a miss, but that was sort of a tip. Ruled a foul, but that's still going to be a strike 2.
Number 34.
Runners on first and third.
on the set. And the pitch in is going to be in there. That's a slow ground ball to short.
Alan McCormick on the mound,
Into right field. That's gonna
trying to get us out of this inning.
runner Greenwald to advance.
Runners take their strides. Up.
Excuse me.
Takes a moment back. Make the runners uneasy. Get back on that base. Here we go.
Seneca still leading.
Oh, and the steal. Safe at third. Gosh, he had so many opportunities right there. At that moment, you're in the heat, you're sweating. The question is, what do you do first? I can understandably say I would have thrown the third as well. But of course, the runner who was at first just stole second. So that's where we're at. Runners on second and third. And here we go.
Strike 1 for Mendoza.
Up. Hit right into center field. The center fielder gets under it, and it's caught. The throw in. Not in time. Safe.
Line into left field. That's going to land and that's going to score.
My fault. That's now 2 outs. 2 outs here at the bottom of the third.
Mendoza's caught in the rundown.
And that's another one for St. George. So we're now 5-1
Now batting number 8.
over North Myrtle
Connor
Beach.
Carlton.
Mendoza, as he gets 2
Number 8 coming to bat,
bringing the score
Connor Carlton.
to 9, Seneca.
He's our right fielder for St. George. This is a great game, ladies and gentlemen. If ever there was a great time for a cloud to be in the sky, it's right now. It's dark in the whole field, and shows a bunt. Bunts right over to the pitcher, and he's out. That's our third out here at the bottom of the third. But St. George did a lot in this inning. They're now 5-1 over North Myrtle Beach, and of course there's a lot more ball game to happen here going into the top of the fourth. We'll be right here on the County Channel. I'm Alec Bishop. We'll see you real soon.
5.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the top of the fourth inning here at Oscar Frazier Park at the Leo Vanoni Field, Memorial Field, in beautiful downtown Bluffton. We're looking at number 19, Ethan Matthews, to take bat. And of course, we still have Ivy Sweatman, who's our pitcher. Umpires are taking position here. And what a great time in the afternoon. The clouds have rolled in, and we've got a nice shade over the whole field. Here we go for pitch number one. Right over the second baseman, in between the center and right fielder, hits the fence. That's going to look like a double right there if he stops, and he does. Nice call by the center fielder to throw to the second and shortstop. Right there, he stops at second base. That's going to bring up number 3 for North Myrtle Beach, Izzy May. Now, of course, North Myrtle Beach has a little bit of a dilemma here. St. George took the lead in the last inning. They were up 5-1. Here we go. Strike. Runner on second. Izzy May up to bat. Sweatman makes the pitch. Strike 2. Throw over to third. And he's safe.
Number 3, Izzy May.
Izzy's ready at bat. Outside with a bad swing and a miss. That's out 1 here at the top of the fourth.
Now batting number 5, Ethan Allen.
Safe at third. Ethan Allen takes his bat. He's the catcher for North Myrtle Beach. Oh, humdinger right off his back. And he's going to walk on over to first, walking it off, as they say. He looks to be okay, but his first base coach checks him in, make sure everything's okay. But I think we're going to get a pinch runner there for him. After all, he's the catcher. He's got to go suit up for the next inning. And that's going to bring in our pinch runner is number 8, Mike Walls.
And that's going to be inside for ball 1.
Well, that's all right. We've got number 26, Nico Goheen, who's our shortstop player for North Myrtle Beach. And here we go, top of the fourth, runner on third, runner on first.
That's popped up, and that's going to get over the shortstop. As this rally keeps on going.
Mr. Sweatman, he knows the drill. Hold them on their bases. Healthy leads, and here we go. Up, gets past the, up, out at second. Tries for the double play, out at first. There we go. That's the end of the top of the fourth here. As the sun comes out, North Myrtle Beach stopped where they were. St. George has taken the game by storm, but here we go. We're going to the bottom of the fourth here at Oscar Frazier Park and on the County Channel. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the bottom of the fourth. We're starting with the top of the lineup with Hunter Hartzig. That's number 4. He's the second baseman for St. George. And North Myrtle Beach, Alan McCormick still at the pitcher's mound. Here we go. Bottom of the fourth, St. George leads 5-1 to North Myrtle Beach. Everyone ready? And go. Straight back, past the third baseman, past the second baseman, on to first. That's a great single right there. Number 9 coming up to bat, Trevor Hilton.
Trevor Hilton.
Trevor, I apologize for calling you Milton. That was bad on my part. But you're the catcher, and here we go. Runner on first. Allen seems ready to throw over to first if needed. Here we go. Up, showed a bunt. Bat check on that. Up, the throw over to first, not in time, still safe. That's very important to know where your feet are. Number 66, who is our first baseman over there, Santino Petrola. Throw and the chase to second base, and he's safe there. So Hunter is stolen second. Trevor is still at bat. Alan McCormick is still on the pitcher's mound. Instead of throwing to first to try and get out Hunter, he's going to throw to second. Up, and that bunt's not going to cut it. Ruled a foul. It's going to be a strike in the end. A great game we are seeing here, folks. A great game. Allen makes the pitch. A little on the inside. I say the inside because Trevor had to squeeze his feet together and pull back. Allen checks out the runner with that healthy lead he has, inching back towards second base. That's right. Hunter doesn't even take the time to go back and tag second. He's just still going to take that lead off. And the question is, I think he's going to throw. Here we go. That's going to be a strike. No, excuse me, that's a ball. So we get a walk there. Trevor takes up first base residency. Hunter's on second. And that's going to bring Tyler Wright up to bat. St. George has done a little bit of dominating now here at the bottom of the fourth. Here in our third game on Field 3 at Oscar Frazier Park in downtown Bluffton. Here we go. Swing and a miss. And the runners advance. No balls, one strike. St. George is trying to make a statement here because, after all, if North Myrtle Beach gets knocked out, they're done. No, excuse me, I would call that wrong. That was another game earlier that I got that confused with. But the runner does advance. Hunter makes it past to home. That's a score for St. George. We're now 6-1, North Myrtle Beach. And Trevor has moved over to third. Got a runner coming in for Trevor.
Westbury now running at third.
Clinton Westbury, yes. Here we go. Outside. holding the runner up on third.
Can't tie your shoe. I'm not sure, but it looks like we're ready to continue playing.
And it's up over,
As Jensen
caught by the third baseman.
in there for another strike.
Maybe it wasn't. Runner comes in. That's another score for St. George. Tyler makes it over to second base.
How's it going? Good. Now batting, number 20.
And we're going to take a little time out here, at least with the infield. They're going to all go into the pitcher's mound and have a chit chat. So correction here. The winner of today's game is going to go on to play game 19 on Tuesday on field 2 at 7 p.m.
We have runners at first and third now with no outs.
Working on that.
Jackson very sneaky play. He picks off and he throws it away. He throws it
The loser is going to play tomorrow for game 16 on field 1 at 1 p.m. Unfortunately, that won't be broadcast on the county channel, but we'll make sure to let you know how that ends.
Hamilton is allowing his frustration to get the best of him.
Here we go. Number 20, Nico Goheen.
Santa Fe scores
Oh, excuse me. Number 20, Jake Herndon. He's our third baseman for St. George. Up at bat,
Owen Beasley, the center fielder.
Alan McCormick takes the moment to make sure that Tyler stays on second base. And the throw. Safe.
Beasley crushes a ground ball.
It's those abbreviated pauses that will get you. And that's the throw right there for a ball. Here we go, though. Jake at bat. Alan McCormick as the pitcher. Taking a look back at the second baseman. And the throw? Strike. And Tyler goes ahead and steals for third. St. George is up 7-1 here at the bottom of the fourth inning. Strike.
Hamilton comes set. And the pitch, the runner takes off. And he's going to be safe.
With the third base coach's advice, here we go. Swinging him, well, got away from him, tipped it off right behind the catcher, makes a run for first. And now is safe at first.
Up to bat now is number 11, Henry.
That's going to bring number 10 up to bat, Landon Messick.
Now batting, number 10, Landon Messick.
Now, of course, we've got runners on first and third. Landon Messick at bat. Alan McCormick has to look to his left and right as he throws in front of him. Healthy leads by both runners. Here we go. Bunt and strike.
Getting very confused. The pitch is going to be in there for a strikeout. His first strikeout for his first out.
All right, right over to shortstop. Caught and out at first.
This brings up the top of the line.
Holding it up there.
One thing you don't want to do in a hit and run.
Good bat, but let's see if Hamilton can.
It's going to bring number 2 up to bat, Hayden Hartzig.
Now batting, number 2, Hayden Hartzog.
Hartzog.
We are in the bottom of the fourth. 16 to 2 center.
Here we go, folks.
Pitch from Hamilton is going to be low.
Way out there, but a swing and a miss. Strike one.
Hopefully Hamilton doesn't let his frustrations get the best of him here. He seems
Man, that hit run would be good if he could
shortstop,
pop that
catcher,
in
coach.
to the
Just
outfield.
want to make sure he's
Tipped it off. Went behind the catcher. Everything's fine.
overwhelmed.
Strike 2.
As Hamilton comes set, and the pitch to Moore is going to be outside. That's going to be ball.
So right now we're sitting at 2 outs, I believe, with the runner on third.
Put a hand on there, definitely right. He just took off. Unless that was supposed to be a steal.
And that's it. That's our third out here at the bottom of the fourth. As we move into the bottom of the fifth, you can see St. George has really taken a healthy lead over North Myrtle Beach. 7-1 is what we're looking at, but we're going to be with a lot more baseball coming up here in the top of the fifth. You're watching the Beaufort County Channel. Welcome back to the top of the fifth here at Oscar Frazier Park on Field 3, Leo Vanoni Memorial Field. I'm Alec Bishop, and we've got some great baseball happening right here as St. George is taking a dominating stance over North Myrtle Beach. They added a few things in the last inning and quite a few in the third inning. But we're going into the top of the fifth here. North Myrtle Beach at bat, number 66, Santino Petrola. He's our first baseman for North Myrtle Beach. That went way over the head.
I don't think he agreed with that pitch, but that brings the count to 0-2. Hamilton comes set. And another balk, but that ball was crushed down the left field line anyway.
And the throw up.
Balk as he did not come set.
Foul ball.
That scores another run.
Back over the third baseline. Here we go.
Bringing the score to 18-12. A combined score of 30 runs.
Still a very close game here. North Myrtle Beach could come back at any point in time.
Very, very
Not with that pitch, though.
very visible here. Hopefully he's able to bring those frustrations down.
All right, that went back between the first and second baseman, past the right fielder. He's going on to second base. Keep running. And, oh, he's going on to third. He listened to me. He's going to third. Safe at third. Safe at third. The third baseman dropped it there for a moment, angry with himself, but still okay. Wow. Mr. Petrola has just stolen second to go to third. I don't know. Well, I mean, he made an error right back there, but really the right fielder will have the error and everything. He dropped the ball out there, so, and then it goes in. Anyways, runner on third, up to bat, Mr. Briggs. Briggs Larimore, number 4, who is our right fielder. That could have been considered some junk if you wanted to call it junk. I wouldn't call it anything. Here we go, though.
I think Hamilton just needs to step off and take a breath. Pitch is crushed down the third baseline, just foul.
Final pitch count for Jacob Taylor, number 3.
And the pitch.
45 pitches, 45 pitches.
3 and 2. 3 and 1.
Hamilton comes set, and the pitch is over.
All right. Just over the first baseman, right to the right fielder. That's going to bring a run in for North Myrtle Beach. They're up to 2 now, and we've got a runner on first. So that did the trick right there.
Inside, ball 4. Inning keeps on going.
Now batting number 2, Chase Sturgeon.
That's going to bring number 2 in. Chase Sturgeon, we're up at the top of the board here. Our left fielder up at bat.
Now batting number 12, Braden Adams.
Coach Adams giving his signs over there at third, and Hamilton checking over the first to make sure he's not getting too far off. The catcher didn't get the ball. Yesterday, pitcher got the pitcher.
I don't know if I remember.
Center field there.
I slept in his chair.
Oh, right on the backside. Sturgeon takes his walk down to first. That's going to bring Alan McCormick, our pitcher, up at bat.
That could be it for him.
So right now we've got a runner on second, a runner on first.
Now batting.
Alan McCormick comes up to bat. He's the pitcher, and here we go. But first, St. George may just have a pitching change here.
Coming in from third.
Count is now 1-1 with 2 outs.
Jake Herndon.
Number 20.
Is that 20 on the mound? Herndon. 70 pitches.
Looks like Jake Herndon is going to be our new pitcher.
Attention please. Now pitching for St. George, number 20, Jake Herndon.
So he's going to take a few practice pitches right here.
Finishes with 70 pitches, 7-0.
What a great game, folks. St. George in the lead. North Myrtle Beach coming back to claim what they started with. North Myrtle Beach, at the beginning of the whole game, took off with an early lead of 1. Now, that's not really a lead because not too shortly thereafter, St. George came back in and answered with a tying score. So we stayed 1-1 for a little while. Then all of a sudden, St. George said, well, we'll take it off. And they went from 2 to 3 to 4. And now here we are at the top of the 5th with 7. North Myrtle Beach has just talked back to them with a score of 2 or a score of 1 more, bringing us to where we are right now. Now, of course, with a pitching change for St. George, we're going to have to see where this all leads. So Jake Herndon is our new pitcher for St. George. And our batter, number 20, Alan McCormick, the pitcher for North Myrtle Beach. All the practice in now. The umpire is going to take and clean off the home plate.
Manning Thompson, number 5.
And we're getting very close to getting this going. Everyone in place.
Entering the field play for St. George, number 5, Manning Thompson.
Greetings to all of our listeners over in England right now.
Number 2, Wynn Brogdon.
Sending the love of baseball right over to you. Here we go. Top of the 5th.
12, Seneca, 18.
Just testing it out. Here we go. And the pitch, outside. Ball gets thrown to third. I think he's going to be called safe there. Yep, safe right there, says the umpire. So we've got runners on third and second.
So you know what he did? He took Sweatman totally out of the game. And number 5 goes,
There we go.
goes into the game.
And the pitch, Humdinger. I think that just went out just before the first base, so it's ruled foul. Really close. Hugged that baseline all the way down almost to the first base and just went out. So back we go. I want to say 2 strikes at this point. Yep.
I don't know who went to third, but that could be a whole
North Myrtle Beach eager to get this game going for themselves. Up. That's going to be another foul ball.
I mean,
We are out here at Oscar Fraser Park on an absolutely beautiful day. Just a tad hot.
Leading off from Buford, number 40.
Jake Herndon,
Showdown battle between
our pitcher here for St. George.
Buford County. Seneca is leading Buford County.
And the pitch,
12.
strike. That's going to be One out right there for North Myrtle Beach. Not what they wanted, but here we go. That's going to bring up another.
Now batting, number 10, Chance Hall.
Number 10, Chance Hall, who's the second baseman for North Myrtle Beach. He's going to try and get in those runners and hopefully score himself. Here we go. The pitch. Strike. He guessed himself. He shouldn't have done that.
Yes.
Mr. Hall ready to bat here for the second pitch. That's a ball right there, and it gets away from the catcher. The runner comes in from third, and he's out. Right there. That's our second out. Not what North Myrtle Beach needed, but that's exactly what St. George wanted to do. So right now we've got a runner on third for North Myrtle Beach. The batter, Chance Hall, trying to stay alive, trying to keep this game going for North Myrtle Beach. Mind you, we're still in the top of the fifth. There's a lot more ball game to happen here. This isn't a blowout by any means, but here we go. The pitch, that's a strike. Oh, why would you slow the bat down just while you are trying to cast it over? Oh, it's a strike. Here we go. And the pitch, humdinger, foul, off the first baseline. There it went. So he's still there. Mr. Hall, he has a chance. Hey, that's his name. Chance is up at bat with a runner still on third. Beautiful day out here if it wasn't so hot. I can understandably say that the sweat will get in your eyes easily. Oh, there it is. That's another tipped off ball for a foul. Chance eager to get this ball going. What a nice surprise it would be to hit it right over into the center field, somewhere between right and center. And here we go. The pitch. That's going to be a ball. Now we just had this pitching change to Jake. Mr. Sweatman had so many today. Here we go. That's going to be it. That's going to be it for the top of the fifth, folks. Unfortunately, North Myrtle Beach only added one on. So here we go. Very happy St. George team, all meeting out there off of first base. But there's still a lot more baseball to come up here in the bottom of the fifth. You're watching the Beaufort County Channel. North Myrtle Beach losing currently 2 to St. George's 7. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks, to the fifth inning here at Oscar J. Frazier Park, Field 3. This is the Dixie Youth Boys State Tournament 2019. That's just in case you're listening next year for 2020. But here we are, North Myrtle Beach, playing to try and get St. George out of here as quick as they can. St. George is winning 7-2 North Myrtle Beach. And North Myrtle Beach is going to try and get them out as quickly as they can so we can move into the sixth inning where hopefully they can come back in and score more than whatever North Myrtle or whatever St. George has done in the past. So here we go. St. George has number 12 coming up to bat,
Williams went to right.
which is Harrison Wimbley.
So Williams went to right.
He's our first baseman,
Pitch.
and the umpire is getting ready.
Catching.
Do we have a change in pitcher? It kind of looks like it. So we got number 4 who's pitching for North Myrtle Beach. That's Briggs
Yes.
Lauermore.
He would come in.
He was our right fielder.
Your attention, please. Entering the field defensively for North Myrtle Beach. Number 6, Mike Williams.
Mhm.
And moving the catcher is number 20, Alan McCormick.
All right. Looks like we're done warming up here. Briggs Lauermore, our new pitcher here for North Myrtle Beach, is going to see Harrison Wimbley, who's the first baseman for St. George. And the umpire is having a discussion with the St. George coach.
Leading it off for St. George, number 12, Harrison Wimberly.
Now wait a second. Can he catch? But that might have been Dixie Youth. So it's all different. And that's probably why he can catch. Because Dixie Youth, because he threw over 40 pitches, he couldn't catch.
Hamilton against Sheriff. Hamilton with the pitch.
This
It's going to be in there for strike one.
Here we go. And the pitch. Strike one. He took an eye on it, but he didn't really follow through.
You got one, Daryl?
Don't worry. This is the one and only time you can actually drop a ball, and it won't count if you don't take your time. Here we go, though. Bottom of the 5th. St. George leading North Myrtle Beach over to 2. Oh, wow. Right into the shoulder. There he goes. He picks his base, and his base is first. So that's going to bring up number 5, Manning Thompson.
Now batting number 5, Manning Thompson.
That brings up number 4, Kobe Gentry.
Harrison looks okay down there at first base. Shaking it off as he is. Here we go, though. Briggs takes a look over to first. The umpires make a few different comments back and forth to the coaches, and here we go.
It looks like Seneca is playing take till you get a strike here.
Manning at bat,
Hamilton comes set, and the pitch is going to be
and the pitch outside. Ball 1.
strike 2. Got a 1-2 count here against Gentry.
Healthy lead off by the runner.
The pitch is going to be swung on.
And the pitch outside. Ball 2.
On that. That's very unlucky for the catcher.
Mr. Manning, or excuse me,
Fastball swung on in
Mr.
the
Thompson.
It hit
Manning's his first name.
the glove stop by
Mr. Thompson right to watch those pitches. And here we go. Outside. That's going to be ball 3.
gave Sheriff enough time to run down to third. We now have runners at first and third with no outs. Kick off to first. Not in
Briggs is back on the mound.
We have runners at first and third. Let's see how each team performs in this situation.
And the pitch. That's going to be strike. That's right.
Ball is swung on and missed. Number 8, Luke Sanders, way ahead of that pitch.
Well, folks, we've got a lot of parents and family and friends here watching these two great all-star teams from St. George as North Myrtle Beach. And the pitch way out there is going to the right fielder. It's going to fall just behind the first baseman. And the runner leads off from first. Finally, he was a little slow there, but he's safe on second. And we get a single. So here we are. Bottom of the 5th. Runners on first and second. Number 3 for St. George takes up Caleb Byron.
Stop, and that's going to get into the left center gap. Going
Not exactly sure what Caleb Byron is, where he's at right now, but he's in, and he's up to bat.
Sanders comes through there and
He
gets
entered
2 more RBIs.
Way outside for ball 1.
Brings the score to a whopping 20-12.
Here we go. Briggs takes a. Yep. That's going to be a swing and a miss for strike.
Hamilton comes set, and the pitch is going to be way outside. Ball 2.
And the pitch, that's a bunt, foul, right behind everyone over here. That's all right. Caleb, you can come right back and try again.
Finally calls time,
If I'm right, you're only at strike 2.
and takes the ball and is ready to get a new pitcher out there.
Briggs on the mound, takes a look back at second. Ready to pitch. And here we are. Oh, over his head. Caleb had to duck down for that one. Runners go back to their bases.
Number 5, Lucas Hamilton, ended with 42 pitches. 42.
And the pitch, swing and a miss. That's strike 3. You're out.
New pitcher for
So I believe that's 2 outs.
Town is going to be number 21, Christopher
Now
Burns.
batting number
Bringing
4,
up number
Hunter
4
Hartzog.
for St. George, Hunter Hartzog.
And not
Hartzog.
Seneca to get
Now
these 2
pitching
more
for
runs.
Beaver County.
I'm telling you, folks, I apologize ahead of time. But Hunter's up at bat,
So whichever team loses will be out of the
top of the roster.
winner will move on in hopes of that
Ball 1.
championship title.
Runners take their healthy leads off. Briggs on the mound takes a look at them and throws. 1-1.
Hopefully get the outs he needs to get back in that dugout.
All right, right over the third baseman to the left fielder, and it's caught. Throw to second, safe at second. Well, that is another out added on there. So excuse me when I said this is now 2 outs.
Now batting number 9.
Number 9 comes up to bat. Number 9 for St. George is going to be Trevor Hilton.
There being no breeze, it just gets really hot out there. Hopefully these kids have a tad more fight.
I'm going to say I even missed the shade. Oh, that's going back way past the county channel trucks over into the batting cages. So that's going to be strike 1 for Trevor. But here we are at the bottom of the 5th. North Myrtle Beach trying to get that 3rd out. St. George trying to add a healthy lead still. And here we go, the pitch. Right over to third baseman, he makes the 3rd out. That's going to be it here for the bottom of the 5th. St. George still in the lead 7-2 over North Myrtle Beach, but we're going to see what happens as we move into the top of the 6th here at Oscar Frazier Park in Field 3. I'm Alec Bishop. We'll be right back on the County Channel.
Your score.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the top of the 6th inning on the Leo Vanoni Memorial Field at Oscar Frazier Park here in downtown beautiful Bluffton, South Carolina. You're watching the Dixie Boys State Tournament for 2019. Number 19 for North Myrtle Beach, Mr. Matthews, has taken up Ethan Matthews. He's the center fielder for North Myrtle Beach. And here we go. Pitch one. Just a little on the outside. That's all right. Our pitcher, Jake Herndon, formerly the third baseman, is throwing him just about as straight as he can. Here we go again. Now that's a little high. Now just to catch you up right now, St. George has made incredible strides to leave North Myrtle Beach behind. That's a strike right there. Right now, St. George 7, North Myrtle Beach 2. And at the top of the 6th, this is North Myrtle Beach's chance to come back and get what was theirs. They started the game off with 1 over St. George, and St. George answered with 1. So it was tied there for a little bit. But here we go. This is where we are. And that's going to be ball 4. North Myrtle Beach takes up residence on first base. Izzy May is our next at bat. The catcher and pitcher have a chat. It's okay. We're ahead. We're going to make this. North Myrtle Beach is in the same thoughts. But here we go. Izzy May at bat. Ethan Matthew, runner on first. Up, the throw over to first, and he's safe. It's a dangerous situation sometimes, folks. If your players aren't all working together as a well-oiled machine, thinking together, knowing that I've got a runner there and everything, and of course the catcher's in on it too, they all want to try and get this done as quickly as they can, because the quicker St. George can call this inning done, that means no runs for North Myrtle Beach. Here we go, though. Izzy May at bat. Up. Runner safe at first. He did have a really healthy lead off of there. I'd say that was almost 15 feet. Quick run back, though. Pitcher with the ball. Ready to make the throw. And the pitch. Tossing it to second, safe at second. The shortstop had to come out in front of the bag. He would have been fine. But here we go. Izzy May, 3-0. 3 balls right now. As a matter of fact, that's how Ethan Matthews got out there, with a walk. And a swing. That's going to be strike 1 for a foul ball. There we go. Folks, we've got some great sponsors here for this year's tournament. Outback Steakhouse. Delicious, done Aussie style. And for those of you who are looking for something shiny, Golis Family Jewelers. And that's going to be ball 4, so the walk for Izzy May as he makes his way to first base. Bringing up number 5. Wait, I'm lost here. That's 6. That's Mike Williams.
Now batting number 6, Mike Williams.
Yep. So number 6, Mike Williams.
It's going to be inside. Runner takes off. The throw is going to be
Oh, they got him.
not
But that was a
inside
third.
as the ball gets through and goes to center. Emilio Mendoza stole second base.
So the runner advances from second to third.
And now Lucas Hamilton has a chance to keep this game going, as he has a runner in scoring position with no outs. The pitch is in there. Strike 1. 1-1 count now.
Mr. Williams up.
I was yelling at the guy for first. Yelling at the guy
Pitch
for
for
first that he
Moore
had
is going to
advanced.
be outside. 2-1 now.
Trying to understand what all's happening down there on the field as I sit up here behind this glass. And the pitch up, gets past the pitcher On to first. He's safe at first. That's another run for North Myrtle Beach. And the runner goes around third. Coming. They all got lost. Oh, he's out. He's out at home. I don't blame him. But wow, North Myrtle Beach adds another one on there. So it's now 3-7 for North Myrtle Beach 3. And we've got a runner on first. I probably would have stopped at third, but I can understand, you know, there was something in the air that kept everyone from thinking baseball. We were still in the game, but they caught on to it. St. George came back to it, so that's out number 1 or 2.
Is that 2 outs or 1 out?
2 outs or 1 out?
First and third situation.
1 out. So that was our first out right there.
But I believe we are in play yet.
That's what I had right there.
All right, that goes right at the second baseman, and he's out at first.
Nark's calling a. Nark's
Runner takes off, and
I
he's
don't know.
there. Runner takes off for home,
Play
and
it's a foul ball.
he's not going to get there in time. He's called out at home. Good throw by the second baseman.
Folks, I apologize. That is not an out. That was ruled a foul ball. So here we go. Nico gets another chance at this, and here we are. Way up. Watch out, folks in the stands.
But now they have
Nobody hurt. That's a great thing.
exiled to keep this going. Pops it up. The catcher,
Coming up to say hi.
All right, Nico.
out number 2.
Batting for North Myrtle Beach. And that's a strikeout. So that, I hate to say it, but I was right the first time. That's our second out there, Nico. Unfortunately for North Myrtle Beach. Here we go, though. Number 66, Santino Petrola, who's our first baseman. Kind of looked like a strike there, but we'll see how it goes.
Up bat now is Peter Hughes.
Second pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Daryl's stuffing him in his pocket. Let's see him.
All right, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Runner steals over to third, but gets called back.
Rounded up the middle, and
So obviously I'm a little bit wrong in my pitch count, so obviously we're at 2 strikes. Runner on second as he gets back there.
Peter Hughes.
Now he's saying 2 outs.
It is 2 outs.
On that single, and the score is down 20-13.
I think that's going to be a ball. Oh,
Wow.
quick throw by the pitcher to second base, ruled safe though.
That strikeout, I don't think I would put up there.
Step off, and the pick over to first is not in time. Up the bat now for Beaufort County is going to be the pitcher, number 21.
And the pitch,
Burns.
little high.
Pitch is going to
1 and
be
2?
low.
I got 2 and 2.
2 and 2, excuse me. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Catcher snapped back to first, but not in time.
Santino at bat. Throw to third, safe.
The 6, 20-13 lead from Seneca. You'd think it was a football game.
Folks, we're only in the top of the 6th here.
That's going to be strike.
Lots of ball game to be played here.
1 and 2 count now.
North Myrtle Beach trying to come back, but it's still very close. Here we go. The pitch. All right, he got a little bit of that one, and the throw over to first. He's out. That's not going to count for the run there for number 6, Mr. Williams, but we're going to come back into the bottom of the 6th as North Myrtle Beach tries to stop St. George. Here at the Dixie Boys State Tournament for 2019, I'm Alec Bishop. We'll be right back on the County Channel. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the bottom of the sixth. Here on the Leo Vanoni Memorial Field at Oscar Frazier Park. Number 1 for St. George, Tyler Wright, up to bat.
Leading off for St. George, number 1, Tyler Wright.
Yeah, I got one right here. Apparently,
So I think that's ball 2.
I don't know. He's not telling us. Come on, Mark. Mark, give it to us. Usually if I'm wrong, he'll put him up, and if he doesn't put him up, that means I'm right. I don't know, I think that's the way he's been working it. The flash off that golf cart.
Briggs. All right, that's a strike of the ball way out there to right field. Not in time, Mr. Williams. Not in time, unfortunately. So North Myrtle Beach has allowed St. George to get on to first base for a single.
Now batting, number 20, Jake
And number 20
Herndon.
comes up to bat for St. George. Number 20, the pitcher at this point, Jake Herndon. Folks, if you're just joining us, we're in the bottom of the sixth with St. George currently winning here at the boys state tournament for Dixie boys. Oh, he's going to go ahead and steal second. Got away from the first baseman. He was thinking about it. Oh, they threw over to third and everything, but he was thinking about it. I thought, you know, he could have possibly made it in time. Pitch got away from the first baseman. First baseman had to go find it, and by the time he got to a little past second base, he could have probably made it on to third, but he checked back and said, "Nope, I got to go back." Here we go, though. Pitcher takes the stride and goes. Catcher throws on to third. Umpire says safe. And the pitch, inside.
Cooper County's pitcher, Christopher Burns, that pitch was low and outside, ball 1. Up to bat now.
Jake Herndon at bat.
It's going to be number 5, Cade Rattler. He started off the game pitching for
And the pitch, way outside.
This pitch is going to be outside, ball 1, or ball 2, excuse me.
Jake looks to the third base coach for the call and has it.
This hitter is going to
Runner on third base, healthy lead. Here we go, inside.
if he gets that home run, he will have a cycle. Burns looks in, gets it.
So here at the bottom of the sixth,
Pitch to Ratliff is going to
North Myrtle Beach is trying to keep St. George anywhere but where it's going, but that's a walk right there. So we've got runners on the corners.
Now batting, number 10, Landon Messick.
Number 10, Landon Messick at bat. He's our left fielder for St. George. Steps up to bat. And the oh, and it got away from the third baseman. The catcher threw the third base. It got away from him. St. George comes in to score another one. So that's now 8 St. George. North Myrtle Beach. Whoa. Hopes are still there. But whoa. Not what we wanted. So we now have a runner for St. George on second, because that was a steal right there as it went on. Number 10, Landon Messick for St. George at bat. Briggs Lowrimore on the pitcher's mound. Takes a view of there. Here we go. Strike.
Keeping Cade Rattler
ball.
Two strikes.
Oh, it's 2 strikes. Excuse me. From my angle, it looked out.
This brings up
2 and 1. 2 and 1 is what the umpire says.
Adams already has a home run in this game.
I thought he
He
put
could
that
end
last
it
one
right
as a
here
strike.
with scoring this runner from
Now it's
second.
2-2.
Burns with the pitch. Runner takes off to third. Throw is not in time.
So here we go, folks. Landon Messick's at bat. Runner on second. St. George trying to increase the lead. And a swing and a miss. And he's out.
Burns gets his sign. Comes set.
First out.
And the pitch is going to be popped in.
Number 2 coming up to bat.
Should do it as the
Hayden
ball lands.
Hartzell.
Now batting number 2, Hayden Hartzell.
Hartzell.
And
I tell you, oh, right over the shortstop into the left field. Runner from second comes to third. A nice single right there. A bounce made that happen. That's going to bring number 12
Now
in,
batting number 12,
Harrison Wimbley.
Harrison Wimberly.
pitch is going to be outside.
So right now, St. George has the corners covered.
I apologize for that
Harrison at bat.
information.
North Myrtle Beach really trying to get this inning over with so they can get back at bat.
Up to bat now is number 32.
Here we go, though. Showing bunt. Pulled it back for a strike, and the runner from first advances to second. Here at the bottom of the 6th, a lot has gone on. St. George has added 1 to their increasing lead over North Myrtle Beach, but we're still very close, 8-3. Strike 2. And here in beautiful Bluffton, South Carolina, we've got some great sponsors that are helping to put this tournament and the whole event on, such as Station 300. So when it's too hot to play outside, swing right over to second. Oh, gets past the second baseman. We get a run in for St. George. It's going for a second run out of the catcher's mitt and in. So that's going to create a couple of errors right there for the catcher there, but there we go. 2 more runs added to St. George. Runner 10-3 is correct. That's where we're at. St. George has increased it to 10-3. North Myrtle Beach has had a couple of errors right there. Wow.
It's so hard to see the scoreboard.
Burns with the pitch. It's going to be swung on
And now up to bat, Manning Thompson.
All right. We want three more in, boys.
second. The umpire looked like
And that's going to be a foul ball for strike 1.
Because if they punch 3 more in, that's it. Come on, there.
so that's going to bring the count to 1-1 here. 1 out. Runners second and third for Kobe Gentry. The pitch from Burns is going to be outside.
And as I was saying, when it's hot outside, go to Station 300 where they have 24 lanes of air-conditioned, cool, and fun of bowling. Not to mention the arcade and fun and drinks for the parents.
Side looks in, and the pitch is going to be outside again. Ball 3, 3-1. Pitch gets over.
Here we go.
Score on this.
That's a little high for a ball.
Threw it over the pitcher, and no one was backing up. And the throw to third is going to get away.
This game is fun. This game is interesting. And North Myrtle Beach would desperately like to get to the next inning. Here we go.
First,
3-1.
I'm going to say the umpire called that a ball.
score to 22-13.
3.
Yeah, 3-1.
So we've got 1 runner on second.
Past the catcher, and that's going to bring in another run.
Outside, that was ball 4 right there.
That's ball 4 as well, and that should be game.
That's your ball game.
Final score between Seneca and
Final
Beaufort
score,
County, a whopping
Seneca
23 Seneca.
Now batting number 3, Caleb Byron.
That's right.
Thank you for tuning into this game on the County Channel.
All right.
We will see you next time.
Out at second.
Yeah, I thought he bobbled it. That's not a tag. Go back to the bag. He bobbled that ball.
That's right. Number 4 is coming up to bat. Hunter Hartzig.
Now batting number 4, Hunter Hartzog.
Hunter Hartzog. He's the second baseman and the top of the lineup. And the pitch into the dirt for ball 1. So we've got runners on first and third. I believe we're at 2 outs right now. Another ball. Runner advances from first to second. North Myrtle Beach desperate to get out of this inning so they can get back into it. They've got another chance if they can get to the top of the 7th for another time at bat. Here we go. Swing and a miss. So 2-1. 2. 2 outs, I believe. Scorekeeper says I'm right. So here we go. And the pitch? Up high, way high. Catcher stood up on that one. So 3-1. All right, 3-2. That's going to bring it to a full count because that was a foul ball way up, keeping the chain link fence right in play right there and not hitting the glass in front of me. Here we go. Folks, we're at the bottom of the 6th. St. George has taken a commanding lead. They are up 10-3 over North Myrtle Beach. And here we go. Right over into the center fielder. Past him. Right up against the fence. That's going to score 1, 2. They're going to hold him right there at home plate. So the ball finally comes back into home, but not before we get 2 more runs out of St. George. So that's going to bring it up to 12 for St. George. And of course, there's still 2 outs here. Now, folks, if that runner on third was to come all the way home without any outs happening, at the end of this, that would be the winning game. St. George would win it because there is a 10-run rule. Here we go, though, outside.
With this loss, Buford has been eliminated from the 2019 Dixie Boys State Tournament. We want to take this time to
Here we go. And the swing, it's going out to left field, and it's foul ball, foul ball.
I just realized I haven't put him down the last couple.
All right. I know Briggs Lourimore is just feeling it right now. He's in the middle. There is no shade right there on that pitcher's mound. And, of course, the temperature's up for him because here we are at the bottom of the 6th, and it's outside. Oh, no! There we go. St. George running in. The catcher, oh, that's it. Folks, that's the ball game. The mercy rule in play in here and everything. St. George takes the commanding lead with 13-3. And as the teams line up, we would like to thank you for tuning here on the County Channel. And I'm Alec Bishop. Again, St. George takes the win and everything. Neither one of these teams are going anywhere. There are 2 winners that came in today. They're not losers by any means. Great, great all-stars right here. We're going to see them again. Of course, the winner from this game will go on to Field 2 and play on Tuesday at 7 p.m. And it looks like North Myrtle Beach is going to be playing sometime tomorrow. Yes. But, of course, I'm Alec Bishop, and for the County Channel, we're going to see you here real soon. Of course, I mean tomorrow, and thank you for tuning in for Dixie Boys Baseball.